Hi there. In last week's video, I mentioned that binders can be a helpful way to get you and your family organized for your military move. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the binder system that I'm using for our family. If this sounds interesting to you, stay tuned. Hey there, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda, and on this channel you will find all things military life, resources, stories, and everything in between. As I mentioned in the intro, I'm going to be covering the binder system that I'm using to help me and my family get organized for our military move. The first is a binder of paperwork that's related specifically to us moving from our current home. The second is a binder related to all things when we get to our new duty station. And then each of us, my husband, my son, and I, have a binder of our own. 5 binders in total. In my binder, this first one, I will have all of my important legal documents. I will have my social security card, my birth certificate, a copy of our marriage certificate, as well as any copies of my medical records that I have. And since I am a EFM, which is exceptional family member, I will include a copy of my enrollment packet in that binder because that will be essential for our in-processing. And I will also include a copy of the different forms of power of attorney that are necessary for me to have. And as of right now, that's the extent of what is going in my binder. In my son's binder, I will have a copy of his birth certificate, a copy of his social security card, his daycare, his child development center, and child and youth services enrollment packet, because that will be important for getting him enrolled in daycare in our new home. And I will also have copies of his medical records. Now, I mention medical records because we, as a family, are using TRICARE Select. We receive all of our medical care, my son and I, at off-post providers. So unlike family members who use on-post providers through TRICARE Prime, the records are not easily accessible for military medical providers. So this way, we have them on hand when I get us connected and establish care with new doctors at our new home. And then I will also have a binder for my husband with a copy of his orders and a copy of our marriage certificate, which, goodness gracious, seems to get lost a lot by different military offices. So my big tip with that is to always have a bunch of copies. For this last part of the video, I wanted to share with you a resource that I have. The I Love Me binder, part of the organization that I'm doing for our move, is the Love Me binder for my husband, and this is a list of all of the suggested documents to put in to this binder. It's not only something that's helpful for your service member when you're moving, it's also essential to have when you're preparing for a promotion. So as you can see, it includes a copy of the record brief, also called in the Army, it's called the ERB or the ORB, the emergency notification paperwork, the life insurance election, the course completion certificates, online training certificates, evaluation reports, promotion orders and certificates, rewards, enlistment contracts, all orders for all of the moves that your service member has experienced, travel vouchers, request for housing allowance, and special request forms like name change, stabilization requests, change of branch, and school requests. Then I also have this list for your home base binder, which I am basically putting in a separate binder for, I think actually all of this is going in the binder that I'm saying is for all the documents pertaining specifically to our family moving to our new home. And what I mean by that is we're currently living in upstate New York, for example, and that binder is called From New York, and the other binder is to Texas. So all of these are going in our To Texas binder. It's all of our personal paperwork, the Social Security card, passport, birth certificate, and immunization records, the marriage license, school transcripts, taxes, powers of attorney, vehicle titles, lease and mortgage. I should also note that in our From New York binder, we have the lease, our current lease information. And then in our To Texas binder, we have the offer for our new home. And then we have any high value information, jewelry and stuff like that. We don't have any pets, but if you have a pet, having your pet records, the chip records, all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, the important military documents like your family care plan. That is absolutely essential should your service member have to go on deployment or TDY shortly after arriving at your new duty station. The resource that I found that list in is called the Spouse Serve Planner. First, let me tell you, this is not a sponsored video. It just happens to be a resource that I discovered last year and I fell in love with it. This planner, as I showed you just now, has this list, but it also has space for notes. It has a monthly planner with all of the military related dates. And then a weekly planner where you can put in all the tasks that you want to do for the day, the week. And if I could just find a page, there's also meal planning and shopping list pages, as well as other military resources. It's fantastic, and it's a great thing for all military spouses, but I think in particular it's really helpful for a new military spouse as there are so many resources in it. So in addition to the list that I showed you, There are lists of acronyms, there are packing lists, all kinds of stuff. And that's just the resources that are available in the 2021 planner. I've talked a little bit, messaged back and forth with the owners of the planner, and they're revamping it for 2022, and I'm super excited to see what they include in it. So again, as I mentioned, this is not sponsored, just a product that I love, that I think makes military life so much easier, and I will link the Spouse Serve planners down below. And the last bit of paperwork that I think is super important for moving is not something that everyone needs. It's the kind of paperwork that you need if you or if you're the service member, your spouse or your kids have any kind of special needs, any kind of disability, whether it's learning, physical, mental, whatever. Anything that requires any special care, special providers. There is a program that is called the Exceptional Family Member Program, which I will also link down below. And it enables the service member's family to be, well, they're already considered when you receive your orders, but their needs in terms of medical care and other special accommodations are considered when you enroll your family member into this program. It does require paperwork, which I will link down below as well. And if you'd like, let me know in the comments. I can do the next video basically walking you through the paperwork. How your duty assignment is affected varies from branch to branch, but my understanding is that the paperwork for screening and enrollment is pretty much the same across the branches. I will double check that before I do this video, if it is a video that you are all interested in. So again, please do comment down below and let me know if you're interested in learning more about the Exceptional Family Member Program and the paperwork that is necessary. I say that the paperwork for the Exceptional Family Member Program is important to have when you're moving because while the paperwork transfers from post to post, if this is your first duty station, you have to fill it out to begin with. And if you're coming up on 3 years of that particular enrollment, it's about time to renew. But your EFMP paperwork needs to be received by your new duty station's EFMP office. That way they can help you find the resources that you need for you, your spouse, or your kid, whomever the resources are required for or needed for. So yeah, let me know if learning more about EFMP is something that you guys are interested in. Thanks so much. If you got any value out of this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Click the notification bell if you'd like to be notified every time I post a video. And I will see you in the next one.